Consular processing is the last step, and you have the least control over this part of the process. The way that you gain some modicum of control is knowing who you're bringing in. If you're bringing in 1 or 2 workers that you've handpicked, hopefully you vetted them so that their immigration past or their criminal background, if they have any, doesn't come back to bite them and throw them out of contention for that visa. Hopefully, if you have lots of workers, you've hired somebody that's going to help put them through processing. If you're not an expert in it yourself, there are group processing options for large groups. And hopefully you've organized the travel for these workers, how they're going to get to your site in a way that's going to minimally impact you financially, because you have to pay the travel costs for the worker from their home country or their current employer to your place of business. You're going to spend about 3 or 4 weeks organizing all of this. You're not going to be able to buy plane tickets that far ahead of time because you don't know when they're going to get approved. You might have some idea, but not an exact idea. So what do you need to keep in mind? You need to keep in mind that vetting people, vetting workers, takes some energy. You're going to want to invest some money into that, pay somebody that does that, or really take time to do it yourself in a professional way. You're going to need to save money for the travel because travel needs to be paid for up front or reimbursed at the latest, probably within 2 weeks of them arriving. Workers can never make less than the state minimum wage, different than the prevailing wage in a month. And if you don't reimburse them on time, that means they're going to go below the state wage. You're going to be in non-compliance. You're also just supposed to pay them back for that travel. And you're going to want to make sure that your workers have somewhere to live or have picked out a place that they can rent themselves or have housing for them. So consular processing is really about prepping your work site and prepping your budget to welcome the workers on board. If you look at this channel, hopefully we're going to have interviews with recruiters. We're doing a whole recruiting segment at one point this summer where we're going to talk about that aspect of things. It's probably the least understood aspect of this whole process, because before you're doing with paperwork, now you're dealing with people and hosting them and making sure they come over. There's a lot of challenges. I've had clients this year who have had workers take the visa number and then not show up to work, lose all contact with them. That's happened because the clients were working with these workers themselves. The clients that are happiest tend to work with professional companies. I, for example, work with professional recruiters when I'm recruiting workers outside the Philippines. If we're looking for Filipino workers here or elsewhere, then I do have another company called Frontier Labor that does that. If you need consular services, if you need more information, you can set up an appointment with me at frontiertech.com/consultation. Check out the guide that's going on the carousel below these videos or is in the description of the video. There should be a link. For more information, I do have FAQs there with some common questions and answers and some scenarios that might be interesting to you. At any rate, I hope that this multi-part series has been helpful. And if you have any questions, you can also leave them in the comments, but just go ahead and reach out to the firm. So thanks so much. Tea, this, and you know what? I'll see you later. Maybe next year, or maybe you'll come back to the channel for some regular viewings of me talking about stuff, which could be interesting. It might not be, but it could be. I'm going to stand here awkwardly because this elevator goes a whole 4 floors. That's called a skyscraper here in New Haven, Connecticut, where I'm at. I'm going to face front so you can't get a direct look at my bald spot, and I'm going to press 1. See you later. Have a good one. Arrivederci. Bye.